Jumping in, Halloween ends, folks. It's over. Halloween ends. They ended Halloween. What the hell? So, obviously, once again, this is the last movie of the Halloween franchise as of now. As of the Spook6ular in 2022, this is the final movie. It just came out, I think, a week ago, maybe less than a week. Just came out. So, and now again, if you've been watching, I reviewed every Halloween film from Halloween 1978 all the way up until this one. And so if you want to watch all of the Halloween reviews, I just watched each one per day. I think I doubled up a couple times. But I watched one per day or so, and go check those out if you haven't. And so again, I have never seen the new movies. The last movie I saw before this year's marathon was Halloween by Rob Zombie. And so Halloween 2 by Rob Zombie and these 3 new movies, I've never seen them before. I decided to marathon them all for the first time. Now again, real quick to recap. Halloween 2018, a sequel to Halloween 1978 that it undoes Halloween 2 1981, but it's not called Halloween 2 2018. It's called Halloween 2018. So Halloween's the sequel to Halloween. What the fuck? Anyway, I thought that movie very, very good. It was very, very good. I loved it. I loved it. And so Halloween Kills was the sequel to Halloween 2018. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I liked Halloween Kills more than Halloween Ends. I think Halloween Kills may be, and I'm not even joking when I say this, it may be one of my favorite, if not my favorite slasher movies of all time. I loved Halloween Kills. I thought Halloween Kills was fucking amazing. That's my opinion on Halloween Kills. Go watch my review from yesterday if you want to know more. I fucking loved Halloween Kills. Now, Halloween Ends, it is not a direct sequel to Halloween Kills, unlike Halloween Kills, which is a direct sequel to Halloween 2018, which is also not a direct sequel to Halloween 1978. Halloween Ends takes place 4 years after Halloween Kills, which was in 2018. And so 4 years, 2022. And so Jamie Lee Curtis's character, right, her daughter died, her granddaughter, both of her parents died, right? So, they're living together, and they moved into Haddonfield because they burned the house down in Halloween 2018. They burned the house down, so she had to go somewhere. Where is she coming up with all this money, by the way, to build a house with like a bunch of traps and then to burn it down and buy a new house? Where is she coming up with that money? Who knows? No idea. She doesn't even work. Okay, so whatever. Anyway, so she buys a house in Haddonfield and starts being a member of the community. She's trying to move on. Now, again, at the end of Halloween Kills, Michael Myers gets back up in that epic fucking scene and just, oh my God, that last scene in Halloween Kills, fuck, it was so good. Holy shit. Goddamn, fuck, just thinking about it, it's so fucking good. Okay. Anyway, so he then disappears. Turns out he's been hanging out in a sewer for 4 years. Right, it's like turned into like It or some shit. You know what's going on there. But anyway, so Michael Myers is hanging out in a sewer, and that's the whole thing. So Halloween Ends opens up with the initial kill. It's like one of the slasher movie traditions where you have an initial kill before like the meat of the movie starts, whatever, before you meet all the main characters. Someone is just like thrown into the grinder just to get you started, right? And Halloween Ends, Michael Myers does not do the initial kill. In Halloween Ends, it starts off with a babysitter, right? Babysitting a kid. It's a male babysitter, a teenage guy. Undoes the trope of the women babysitters that are like 99 or if not all of the other characters in every movie previous. But so, and he's hanging out with a kid and they're talking about Michael Myers, and it's 2019. So it's 1 year after Halloween and Halloween Kills. Well, Halloween 2018, it's 41 years after Halloween 1978. But anyway, and the kid is like super scared of Michael Myers, but also he's like a bitch kid. He's a brat. He's a fuckface asshole, right? So fuck that kid. And so he locks the babysitter, whose name is Corey, in a closet and to troll him or whatever, and says like, oh, Michael Myers is gonna get you. Now again, this whole time you're thinking, spoiler by the way, you're thinking Michael Myers is gonna come in, right? It's Halloween ends. You're thinking he's a babysitter, right? You're thinking about, but what happens, right? They subverted the trope so fucking well. What happens is the babysitter breaks the door to get out. Just as the parents are coming home early, he breaks the door to get out. And the kid is like holding the door shut. So what happens is he kicks the door open. The kid falls back, like falls over the railing because they're on like a balcony on the like the third, fourth floor. They have like there's a big ass house. I don't know what the fuck. What's with like horror movies and every character being like a billionaire and having like a giant mansion? Does anyone notice that fucking shit? Anyway, so the kid falls over the balcony and dies. So Corey gets the first kill of the movie. And it subverts the trope. There is no Michael Myers. He's not there. We thought Michael Myers was going to fuck this guy up. Turns out the guy accidentally kills the kid. Right? Wow. I didn't see it coming. I was screaming in my bed. I was like, the bed sheets were flying in the air. I was like, whoa! Now again, the first kill in Halloween 2018 was a kid. Michael Myers bashing a fucking 12-year-old, 11-year-old boy, their head against the wall. Fuck, man. So I knew when Halloween 2018 made the first kill a kid. Fuck, man. I knew that this series was going to be I knew it's going to be good. I knew that they weren't fucking around with these new movies, right? But even younger of a kid, and the death scene was brutal. Like you see the boy splat on the ground and their body contort, and you see it. It's great. And then but obviously it was an accident, right? And it's set up to be that, it looks like an accident as it's happening. It's shocking, right? Then they scoop ahead 3 years later, right? And now the story starts that, with Jamie Lee Curtis, Laurie Strode, and her granddaughter, they're living life. And Jamie Lee Curtis in the first half of this movie is great. She's like doing a narration thing because she's writing a book about Halloween 1978, Halloween 2018, and Halloween Kills 2021. She's writing a book about the events of these movies. And so there's like a little narration. She's like super because in Halloween 2018, like Laurie Strode is like the super serious fucked up trauma character. Like she's fucked up, right? And like in the head, and she's all over the place. In Halloween Ends, she's like a normal person. She got over it. Something happened. She fixed her issues, and she's like super happy. She's jovial. She makes jokes, and she's just a super fun character. Damn, right? So that made me happy just seeing her having fun. So Corey, the babysitter, 3 years after the event, he got off. He's not in jail. His life is ruined, but he's not in jail, right? So, and again. So just because the timeline, it's a little confusing here, right? Is Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills take place in the year 2018, which is 40 years after Halloween 1978, right? H2O, 20 years, that movie was undone, right? So ignore H2O. And all the other ones too, except for Halloween 1978. So then Halloween Kills also takes place the same night, so direct sequel. Then 1 year. So Halloween 2019, in the movie universe, Corey is the babysitter and accidentally kills the kid. Then 3 years after that, right? It's 3 years after that because in one of the narrations, Laurie Strode is like, 4 years ago, I said goodbye to my monster or whatever, right? So, that places the movie in the year of release. Halloween Ends comes out 2022. The movie takes place in 2022. So anyway, just throwing that out there, clearing that up. It's a little confusing. But anyway. So Laurie Strode sees Corey getting picked on at like a gas station, picked on by like high school kids. Like Corey is probably like, I don't know, like 22, 21, maybe 20 at this time now. But he's getting picked on by high school kids. Basically the town right now, we saw in Halloween Kills, right? The town rioted. Haddonfield, the residents like basically bullied and killed an innocent person for no reason. A lot of people got fucked up. The whole town is fucked up, right? Everyone in the town is fucked up, and they're all handling their grief and trauma in different ways, right? And so Corey becomes a pariah. Everyone hates him. And they want to find a new monster because Michael Myers disappears. He survives. His body is not found. He survives, but they're trying to move on anyway. So some high school kids are bullying Corey, Jamie Lee Curtis shows up and like backs him up or whatever. And like they turn into friends. Like Corey's a pariah, Laurie Strode's a pariah because people blame her for Michael Myers existing. Now again, this undoes Halloween 2, 1981. So Laurie Strode is not related to Michael Myers. They're just random people, right? So the idea that you would blame Laurie Strode for Michael Myers existing is just strange. It doesn't make any sense. But again, the townspeople are just they're grief-stricken and they say crazy shit because they're traumatized and they're angry, right? So that's the excuse. The shit that they say is stupid. It makes no sense. The ways that they treat Laurie Strode make no sense. Like, what? It's stupid. It's stupid garbage. Anyway, but it's the characters are stupid garbage, not the movie. Like in the sense of in the movie universe, I understand why the characters say stupid shit. Anyway, so I'm not criticizing the movie on that front. So then Corey, Laurie, and what the fuck is the granddaughter? Like Allison or something. The granddaughter. Those are the three main characters, right? Corey gets bullied by, I'm fast forwarding. Allison gets horny for Corey. I don't know why. It's explained that like Allison kind of sees like a similarity because feels like a pariah and Corey's a pariah too, and she gets super horny. She's horny as fuck, like for no reason. She's like following this guy, man, she's horny as hell. So anyway, eventually she asks Corey out. They go out. Corey does not have a good time because he gets accosted at a bar. So he tries to walk home. The high school kids show up and they throw him off a bridge. It's like some crazy shit. And he's like next to a sewer. And he goes into the sewer, or someone drags him into the sewer. I think it's like a homeless guy drags him into the sewer. And in the sewer, he meets Michael Myers, who's been hanging out there since the events of Halloween Kills. So this is when the movie opens up. So you're thinking, now again, we're like 30 or 40 minutes in, right? It's 30 or 40 minutes in, and that's the first time Michael Myers shows up. So already, this movie is like, it's building. Because like, again, Halloween Kills, you jump right in. Like that scene when Michael Myers kills the firefighters is like in the first 10 to 15 minutes or something. Halloween Kills jumps right in. This is a fucked up movie. A lot of people are going to die. That's Halloween Kills. When Michael Myers is fucking those firefighters up. Oh, what a scene. Anyway, Halloween ends. You don't see Mikey until a good chunk into the movie. And he's in a sewer and he tries to kill Corey but fails. Corey gets away. And, but he's like, oh shit, that's Michael Myers. Right? Like, damn. And he got away. So he's like, there's multiple interpretations, right? Because Michael Myers grabs him by the neck, right? And is like, is Corey surviving the encounter with Michael Myers what gives him this new confidence? Or did like Michael Myers, like, because again, this trilogy or quadrilogy, because it includes the original movie, is trying really hard to be realistic. There's no supernatural stuff, but it kind of, like, at the end of Halloween Kills, like, the narration kind of makes you, like, think it might be supernatural, but it's unclear, right? Like, it's purposefully ambiguous. Is Michael Myers just, like, a really fucking decked out motherfucker? Or is it supernatural? We don't know yet. So, like, you could interpret this as, like, Michael Myers, like, taking control of Corey, or, like, passing the curse onto Corey, like in Halloween 4 or Halloween 5, right? They could have been doing that kind of thing. But it's ambiguous, and that's why I like this movie so much, is that there's a lot of buildup, and it's unclear, really, as to why. Is Corey, like, is him being a pariah, and surviving Michael Myers, is he trying to change his life now because he had, like, a near-death experience, or did Mike pass on a curse to him, right? Like, we don't know. It's unclear. So then Corey is like, he like broke up or like didn't, he did not want to engage with Allison. And that's what caused that chain of events. He kills a homeless person who accosts him. And then he's like, yeah, by the way, so he escapes Michael Myers, a homeless person like jumps him and then he like stabs them to death. So crazy shit. So then he apologized to Allison, and then him and Allison start fucking. Like, we're talking about, like, they won't, they are not separable. And Jamie Lee Curtis, every time she sees Corey at this point, right, she's like, there's something off about this kid, right? And she tries to warn her granddaughter, like, hey, by the way, there's something going on with Corey. I don't know what it is. I don't want you to go away. Corey's like, trying to make Allison run away with him. It's really weird, right? And then all while this is happening, Corey becomes the new Michael Myers. And you're thinking, oh, okay, Halloween ends. Michael Myers is still alive, right? This is like, it's like Creed or something, Rocky is still alive, but he's alive in a way that he can pass the torch to a new character or something like that, right? It's kind of like that. That's what I'm thinking, right? So Michael Myers is hanging out in the sewer. Corey goes back and brings like a guy there basically as a sacrifice. They both jump him. And Michael and Corey like ostensibly team up, but it's like a tenuous relationship. That's the thing, is Michael doesn't speak, right? So you don't really know what he's thinking. Like, is he using Corey as a way to like, bide time or to get kills without like going outside? Because he's weakened. Like, we know for a fact Halloween Kills fucked him up. He's still alive, but he's really fucked up, right? And so like, who knows? It's a tenuous relationship, and I like how ambiguous it is. So then eventually Corey takes Michael Myers' mask, right? They fight, over something. Corey wins and takes his mask and then goes around, starts killing people as Michael Myers. And again, the kills are great, right? And again, you're thinking, oh, Corey's the new Michael. What's going to happen with Michael though, right? Because you're thinking, like, the whole time going into this movie, my idea is that like Laurie Strode and Michael Myers are going to face off, and either they both die or Michael dies. Those are the only options I went into this movie thinking. Either Laurie's going to win or they're both going to die. And so spoiler alert, Laurie wins. But anyway, so series of events unfold. Corey tries to kill Laurie. Laurie, like she like does a big amount of deception, right? And basically gets Corey pinned, but then Corey kills himself, right? At the last minute, surprising. And you're like, whoa, I thought that like Corey was the new main character. And again, the thing I like about this new series of films is that there's a lot of trope subversion, right? There's so much of it where they take the tropes from all of the Halloween movies, from Halloween 1978 all the way to Halloween 2 2009 by Rob Zombie, right? All of the movies. And again, I watched each one back to back over the last week and a half or so. So like they're all fresh in my mind. But like these three movies, they borrow so many tropes and then subvert them. They're like, they build the expectation and then they're like, psych, right? So again, Corey killing himself at the end, I was shocked, right? And then basically what happens is Michael Myers follows Corey, and Corey went to Laurie Strode's house, and then that's how Michael Myers gets there. And then Michael Myers goes in there, and then the final battle happens. And the final battle between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers is it's great. I loved it. Now, again, this is like what I'm waiting for the whole movie, and they deliver, right? And again, it's the subversion. That's what's great about it, is like you spend the whole movie building up to Michael Myers, and then right as you're thinking, oh, Corey's the new villain, they totally subverted it, then they go back. Then they subvert the subversion, and it's just, it's good shit, man. It's good shit. That final battle is great, because it's like every time that Laurie thinks that she wins, Michael's back, right? He like grabs her by the throat or something. Then Allison comes, and then it's a co-op, and then I love that part where she throws the fucking fridge on him. And then, we got to talk about the death scene. Right, so they really do a number on him. They take the mask off. You don't see Michael's face like head on, but you see a lot of it. Like the side. You see a little bit of eyeball. Like they keep it. They're not hiding it, right? And in Halloween 2018, you can see his face in the background in some scenes. Like so, his face isn't hidden, right? But it's like, it's just done in a really nice way. I loved it. Because in the original Halloween, you see his face too. And then in every sequel up until Halloween 2018, they make a big deal about never showing his face. In the original movie, we see a little bit of his face, right? But anyway, damn, at the end of this movie, where the whole town, basically Laurie Strode like ties his body to the top of a car or whatever, and like leads the whole town into like the junkyard, and they throw his body into like a meat grinder, like a giant like junk meat grinder, something like that. They throw his body in there, and then watching his body get like fucking ground up to bits. Oh man, what a movie. Wow. I mean, this is a great movie. Now, I will say this. I think Halloween Kills is my favorite of these three. I think so. Is this my favorite, or is this my favorite series of Halloween films? Like, let's look at all the continuities, right? Because this is the last Halloween movie. Again, I watched all the Halloween movies. Go watch all my reviews if you haven't yet. Let's look at the continuities. So you have continuity number 1, Halloween 1978, Halloween 2 1981, right? Then Halloween 3 is its own thing. Then Halloween 4, 5, and 6, right? That's the first continuity. You know, a lot of people think 6 is not good. 4 and 5, I think 4 and 5 are good. I think 4 especially is a straight up good ass slasher movie. It's a good sequel. I liked 4 a lot. 5 definitely gets a lot more cheesy, right? And then 6 is just like, whoa, there's a lot going on in there. I want to watch the alternate cut of 6 one time. So anyway, that movie happens, 6 comes out, then they're like, fuck. So then 1998 rolls around. They're like, oh shit, it's been 20 years since the first movie. Let's do H2O, Halloween 20 years later. What the fuck were they thinking with that name? I don't know. So H2O takes place chronologically. It's Halloween 1978, Halloween 2 1981, then H2O 1998. So it undoes 4, 5, and 6, right? Then there's Halloween Resurrection, which is a sequel to H2O. I think Resurrection is a lot better than most people give it credit for. Go watch my review of that if you want to hear that. Then they're like, all right, well, we resurrected the series, and then Halloween Resurrection killed the series again. Damn, fuck. Right? Then Rob Zombie's like, I'm going to make my own Halloween. Fuck it. So he remakes Halloween 1, right? It's a remake. I love Rob Zombie's Halloween. I think it's phenomenal. It's a great movie, right? That's 2007. So now you have Halloween 2007, which is a remake of Halloween 1978. But then you have Rob Zombie's like, fuck it, let's make Halloween 2. And I love how Halloween 2 starts off like a remake of Halloween 2 1981, but then it turns into a completely different film. So Halloween 2 is not a remake of Halloween 2, but it's a sequel to the remake of Halloween. So that's a very important distinction. Halloween 2, like the dream sequence where you think it's Halloween 2 1981, but then it turns into a whole different movie. I love that. The subversion was great. And, you know, I have a couple criticisms of Halloween 2 by Rob Zombie, but overall I think it was a phenomenal film. But then they're like, fuck, well, what do we do? So then they start over. Halloween 2018 comes out, which is a sequel, right, to Halloween 1978. What? So Halloween, now again, this series timeline, Halloween, then Halloween, what? Then Halloween Kills, then Halloween Ends. Now, as like there's 3 different series here that we're looking at, 3 different timelines. Which one do I like the most? Now, I mean, I guess 4, I guess, if you count Rob Zombie's. But 3 basing from the original. I guess I'll say 4. You got the Rob Zombie, which is a totally different universe. You've got the original timeline. You've got the H2O timeline. And then you've got the H4O timeline, a.k.a. Halloween 2018, which is a sequel to Halloween 1978. Which timeline is the best? Which group of films, like if you're going to choose your own adventure, which group of films would I recommend you go into if you don't want to watch all of them? I watch all of them. That's my opinion. But if you don't want to watch all of them, which group of films should you go into? I'm going to say this one. I'm going to say the new one. Halloween, watch the original. Then watch Halloween 2018. Then watch Halloween Kills. Then watch Halloween Ends. If you're only going to choose one, I think this is the one to go with. I think it's really fucking good. Now, again, I love all of them. I love H2O. I love Halloween 4, 5, and 6. I love the Rob Zombies. I love them all. You got to watch them all. But I'm just so impressed with the way that they did Halloween Kills. Now, again, Halloween 2018 and Halloween Ends are also really good. But Halloween Kills, man, like, oh my God. Like, that movie, I was speechless. I mean, just front to back, Halloween Kills was so fucking good. Like, Halloween Kills, to me, is like the quintessential slasher movie. And it was just so good. Like, really, I have a hard time thinking of a slasher movie that I enjoyed more than Halloween Kills. I loved Halloween Kills. Now, again, there's different kinds. There's subgenres, like it's a new movie. It's there's all that kind of stuff. It builds on the history of the other. I get it, right? But Halloween Kills, man. And Halloween Ends. It's a great send-off. And the thing I like about this movie is, again, it's a great movie, but the whole kind of series of new films is like based on plot or trope subversion. That's what I love about these 3 new films is there's so many subverted tropes, right? So like you know, if you're upset about Halloween Ends and, you know, it's a new killer and where's Michael Myers and stuff, that's the point, right? That's the whole idea behind the films, right? Is that, like, you know, it sets you up to expect something based on the context of every other Halloween movie, and then it says psych, and I love it. These movies were unpredictable to me. It's hard for me to say that I've seen a slasher movie that was unpredictable, but these three movies, I mean, especially Halloween Ends. Halloween Ends was the most unpredictable, but they were hard. They were hard to really predict. They really were. Like, I mean, they were just really well done. I really enjoyed them all. And so we'll see where the Halloween franchise goes from here. This isn't going to be the end of Michael Myers, right? Obviously, right? You know, there's going to be a new timeline that's going to emerge. Of course, there has to be a new timeline. Will it be a sequel to Halloween Resurrection? Are we going to get more in the Halloween Resurrection timeline? Maybe we'll get a Halloween 7. Maybe we'll have a sequel to Halloween 6. You know? That to me, that would be fun. If I had the money or the industrial connections to make a Halloween film, you know what I would do? I would make a Halloween 7. Just because that's fun. That's cool. Like, going back to an old continuity, that's cool. I would make a Halloween fucking 7. I would make a fucking, you know, the second season of The Witch, you know? Like, I'd make a connection between Halloween 3 and, like, and make it, I'd make it a sequel to Halloween 3 and Halloween 6. Like, let's fuck around, right? But who knows? Anyway, that's Halloween Ends. I thought it was a great movie, and I thought Halloween Kills, to me, was the highlight of these new films. But Halloween Ends is a great ending. It's a great third chapter. It's a great final chapter in a trilogy. I loved it. I loved Halloween Kills the most out of the three new films. But there you go. That's the end of the Halloween franchise for the Spook6ular. Once again, reminder, I did watch every A Nightmare on Elm Street film as well. So if you want to go watch those. And I watched a lot of one-offs. I watched a couple Rings. There's going to be one more franchise that I'm going to be covering in the Spook6ular. And a couple, you know, good chunk of one-offs. You know, we got 10 more movies to go through. One more franchise, if you want to guess. Now, the franchise has less than 10 movies, right? So that's your only hint. If you want to guess the franchise. Now, I'm not going to watch part 1 of this tonight. I'm going to watch some other ones tonight, you know, before I start up a new franchise. But feel free to guess what the next franchise I'm going to watch will be. I'm going to watch all of the movies in the franchise. And you're going to love it. It's one of my favorites. And a couple of them I haven't seen. So, I've seen a couple of them many times. I've seen one of them, the first one I've seen probably 5-10 times. The rest of the sequels I've seen a couple times. But some of them I haven't ever seen. So, there you go. And that's it. I have nothing else to say. So, it's the Spook6ular. Pretty cool stuff.